Good evening, Internet. The Real Shroom here, and tonight I'm heading back to the Pioneer format after the Pro Tour Chicago that just concluded this last weekend. I decided I wanted to play some more Pioneer. I'm going to be revisiting a deck I tried a couple of weeks ago that I hopefully have improved, and that hopefully is improved by an addition from Murders at Karlov Manor. Let's take a look. So we're going to play some more Simic Ramp Control. The idea of this deck being that we're going to ramp using green and Simic ramp spells. We're going to use things like Llanowar Elves, a Growth Spiral, and Eureka Moment to ramp so that we can play very efficient 2 and 3 mana green threats that are heavy beaters and protect them with counterspells the whole time. And the piece that this got from Murders at Karlov Manor that I think is great is this spell, Repulsive Mutation. It's green and blue plus X. Put X +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. Already good. We're a beatdown deck. It's instant speed. Howl from Beyond that puts counters on something, it lets us win combats, lets us kill our opponent out of nowhere. It's great. Then counter up to 1 target spell unless its controller pays mana equal to the greatest power among creatures you control. So it's also a counter spell, and in many cases this is just going to be a green-blue counter target spell because our creatures are pretty beefy. They're going to begin with power of like 4 or 5, which is going to be pretty hard for our opponents to pay for in the early game. So that is the basic strategy. What is the advantage that this gains over the already existing Flash Simic deck? I think it gets down stuff earlier because we have 2 and 3 drops that we tap out to play in the early turns. And I think it is more controlling. We actually have just more counterspells than that deck tends to pack. So yeah, better threats and more counterspells. That's the advantage that is gained. So let's go over the deck. Yes, we've got our aforementioned ramp pieces. We've got our Mana Elves. We've got our Growth Spirals. We've got a Eureka Moment, which, you know, Growth Spiral and Eureka Moment are the ramp of choice because they also draw us cards in addition to allowing us to place lands onto the battlefield. So they are card advantage or card replacements in addition to ramp, which is exactly what we want from a deck like this. And we're basically trying to win, you know, like Delver of Secrets or Infect style. We're trying to stick some 2 and 3 mana green threats and just protect them, ride them all the way to victory. For 2 mana, we have our Werewolf Pack Leaders. These are very efficient 3/3s that can draw us cards that can beef themselves up to be giant trampling threats. We've got our 3 of Tireless Tracker. This card is really good in this deck because we play land at instant speed. And we hold up mana to hold up our counterspells. So we can hold up a counterspell, and if we don't need to counter anything during our opponent's turn, we can just end step crack a clue that we gained off of our Tireless Tracker. So this is a particularly good home for this card, I feel. And then we've got our heavy hitters in Old Growth Troll, which is just a 4 mana 3 mana 4/4 Trampler that comes back as another 4/4 Trampler. You know this card from Green Devotion. It's really hard to deal with. And then we've got our Steel Leaf Champions, which are a 5/4 evasive threat for 2 mana. So that is basically our plan in a nutshell. Ramp, holds up counterspells, beat down with our 2 and 3 drops. And let's go over our counterspells. We got a couple of Spell Pierce because we do want some 1 mana interaction to, you know, be able to play a 2-drop on turn 2, hopefully, off of an elf, and then hold up a Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce is just great against a lot of stuff that happens in the game. Decisive Denial is a negate, you know, more or less, that unless our opponent plays 3. That can also serve as a fight spell, so it's good against controlling decks. It's also good against creature decks where our hopefully superior green beaters can beat down our opponent's creatures. We got a couple of Saw It coming just as straight up counter whatever that we can play for 2 mana if we foretell it ahead of time. I'm just kind of a fan of this card. I want more ways to just straight up counter whatever our opponent throws at us. So that's why I'm running the Saw It Comings. And then, of course, we have the aforementioned Repulsive Mutation. So we're running quite a few counters in the main board. We've also got a couple of Brazen Borrowers to go with our beaters. This is just a piece that lets us bounce it, troublesome permanent, so that we can counter it on the way back down, bounce a resolved creature. We don't really have that many ways of dealing with creatures that effectively other than countering them. So Brazen Borrower is a way to sort of bounce a creature, let us get our attackers through. One Ronas the Indomitable is just a 5 for 3 mana that can also give our stuff trample, which can be good for our Tireless Trackers to be able to get that +2/+0 and trample. There's a total of 24 lands in the deck. Not too much to say here. It's a little weird. I'm not 100% sure about the mana base. We are running 4 Hinterland Harbors because our mana requirements are pretty crazy. We need like we have like a bunch of triple green spells, but then there's also situations where we're gonna need, you know, double blue early-ish in the game too. So we're running 4 hinterland harbors along with a lot of basics and like a full playset of breeding pools, so that those harbors come into play untapped, because we just really want all of our colors as much as possible. And that's the reason why we're not running any like Field of Ruins, although I normally am very scared about not running any Field of Ruins. We aren't in this deck, and hopefully our green threats will be enough to see us through, even without the Field of Ruins. Tech that we have one Hedge Maze, just as a, you know, a land that has forest and island to help us play our hinterland harbors untapped. That also lets us surveil one. It's better than a temple is in this deck, I think. Although we want our lands to enter ETB untapped as much as possible, I think we can afford one of these lands to facilitate our hinterland harbors and give us a little bit of an extra look. We also have one of Lair of the Hydra, one Otawara, one Restless Vinestalk as a second creature land. And somewhere in here, we also have a Beseiju, yes. The sideboard contains some Graveyard Hate in the form of 1 Soul Guide Lantern and 2 Scavenging Ooze. We also have a Tranquil Frillback, who I'm trying out. It's, you know, more expensive than we like to play, but we should be able to support it. I'm sorry, there's 23 lands. I think I said 24. There's only 23, but along with our dorks and ramps, that should be sufficient. The Tranquil Frillback is going to have to be played for more than 3 mana, but when it does, it's very versatile. It can destroy an artifact or enchantment, exile a graveyard, or gain us 4 life if we're against a very aggressive opponent. We've got a couple of Essence Scatters in this sideboard for when we know we're playing against lots of creatures. We can just board those in as like preemptive removal pieces. Decisive Denial are also good in those matchups so that we can fight down our opponent's creatures. Decisive Denial, of course, is always good in control decks that want to play a lot of non-creature spells. A couple of Damping Spheres for those Lotus Field matchups, and Is It Phoenix? A couple of Reclamation Sages as additional pieces of enchantment and artifact removal. We like to do stuff with creatures if possible so that we can put counters on them with our mutations. A couple of Obstinate Balos are good against aggressive decks, also good against decks that play Liliana of the Veil. We can just put them on the battlefield for free, which is great. And a couple of Thrun, Breaker of Silence, is great against counterspells control decks, which unfortunately blue-white control is pretty popular right now, so we might run into that. If we do, we'll board in Thrun. We'll also board in Decisive Denial for that matchup. So that is the deck, and that is the plan. We're going to try to get down our 2 and 3 mana efficient beaters in green, and we're going to protect them with all of our counter magic. We're going to ramp into those creatures so that we play them early and are able to hold up counter magic the entire time. So let's see how we do with version 2.0 of Simic Ramp Control. I have high hopes for this deck. I think it's going to be very fun. The first version was very fun. I think we went a little overboard with like big stuff in that deck. We're much more low to the ground with this build, and I think that will be probably more successful, although the meta is pretty brutal these days. So we'll see. We're going to play some matches on the practice queue. And if you like this content and you want to support off-meta, off-kilter MTG content and my channel, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Thank you so much. First match is against Al Dente Bob. We're going to be on the draw. And this looks fine. We've got a couple of growth spirals. We've got a Ronas and a Borrower. We'd like to draw some actual threats. Thoughtseize. Takes one of our growth spirals. We'll just play our Shockland tapped. So it's Rakdos. Oh, it's like a Waste Not or like some trying to just straight up discard deck, it would appear. Okay. Go blank. Okay, so they are like just a rack deck, I guess. Let's put our Yavimaya Coast onto the battlefield. Alright, we'll discard don't know, Brazen Borrower and Ronas. Well, let's see if Old Growth Troll can do anything for us. Collective Defiance. We can attach this to our forest. We'll play our Boseiju. We can Eureka Moment. We can also hold up Counter Magic. Although Counterspell will just actually not do anything. Our counters don't do anything here, actually, because we have no creatures. Alright, let's Eureka Moment. You don't have a land to put onto the battlefield. Okay, Hinterland Harbor. I think we'll go Tireless Tracker. Hinterland Harbor. Get our clues going. So as is, we can make them, we can counter something unless they pay 3. Hang on a second here. I've never cast this spell. Want to make sure I don't mess it up. Choose target creature you control. Choose up to 1 target spell. Okay. X is currently 0, so we're going to counter this until you pay, unless you pay 3. So it's a mana leak. We get our clue. Aclazats. Okay. That's a problem. Let's see. What do we do about that? We can make our +1/+1 counters. We can actually fight it down, and then 1 or fewer. They wouldn't be able to flip it. Okay. They only have 1 card in hand, so let's go for this play. Attack with Tireless Tracker. Alright, let's crack our clue. We'll pass. Aclazotz does have lifelink, which is annoying. Alright, we'll discard one of our pack leaders. Davriel can make us discard a card. So the question is, do we counter this? We also make our tracker bigger if we do. Or I could just go for activating my troll. I think I'll just let this resolve. I'll discard, I think, Growth Spiral. Alright, they've got a den. Let's get our troll. Decisive Denial. Alright, let's attack Davriel, attack them. Let's play our pack leader. So you go. Okay. 4 damage to target creature. Let's counter that. Possible I should have used Repulsive Mutation, because I might have wanted to use that. Alright, so now we're getting hit by the Shuking Affliction. We will draw a card. Let's grow our pack leader. Let's play a land to get a clue. And they have lethal with their hive. Yep. That's why I hate not having Field of Ruins. Okay. Well, Obstinate Baloth is what we want in this matchup. And Reclamation Sage, possibly. Yeah, let's go with Tranquil Frillbacks and Reclamation Sages. Thrun is also quite good. There's a lot of stuff I'm bringing in here. Let's cut Saw It Coming. Spell Pierce is fine. Pack Leaders are good. Cut a Ronos. I like the Decisive Denials. Just cut a Eureka Moment. Couple of Eureka Moments. A Champ. And a Brazenbauer. Well, you don't want to mull against a rack deck, so I guess we're keeping. It's a good hand. Play our Mana Dork. Concealing Curtain. Alright, let's play another Mana Dork. It's a Pack Leader. Waste Not. Alright, let's attack with the Pack Leader. They let it go. Let's play another Pack Leader. Just gonna flip their curtain. Okay. I think I'll Growth Spiral. That way if I draw land, I can play it. I don't draw land. I take my Reclamation Sage. Alright, I'm gonna attack with my Werewolves. Draw 2 cards. Okay. We will x equals 2, x equals 3. Waste not. Okay. Hedge maze. Let's attack with our werewolves. Draw 2 cards. Let's play our Restless Vinestalk. Let's play a Steel Leaf Champion. Davriel. That doesn't really do anything. It could, depending on what they hit off. Okay. So if I discard a land, they're going to add mana. Sure. I think I'll discard this land. So they get to add some mana. K command. Gonna make me discard. Gonna take back their thing. Okay. I'll discard a land. They get more mana. They're gonna flip their curtain again. They make me discard Old Growth Troll, so they get some zombies. So how big is this thing? It's a 5/5. Could bounce one of their zombies. They have to block here. They can't block the Steel Leaf Champion with their zombies. So they're just dead. Bounce their curtain. They add a bunch of mana. Okay. So yeah, they're a Waste Not deck. Definitely want the Enchantment Hate, which I have all in. Not really sure what else I can do. Yeah, I think this is our plan. Um, I think this is fine. Again, mulliganing against a rack deck is never good. We got a Tranquil Frillback. We got a counterspell. We got some mana dorks. It's not perfect, but here comes Thoughtseize. Oh, it's just a curtain. Alright, I think I actually shock a breeding pool so that I do have blue mana available for Decisive Denial. I imagine they're just going to... They're just going to flip their curtain. So, might as well play this tap land. Gotta reach Sanitarium is a very bad card for them to have. Tap out for your Waste Not, please. No, they just K command, okay? I'll discard for, what do I want to discard? A land? Probably a land. More Decisive Denial? Well, I mean, it's good. Probably should have just played my 3/3. Because they're just going to flip their curtain, make me discard it. Yep. That's what we didn't want to see happen. Alright, could have been a dork. Thoughtseize. Sure. Have at. Alright, I'll just play Odawara and pass. Fatal Push. Alright. Do this as much as we can. X equals 3. Could have another Fatal Push. Kroxa. I'll discard this. They are going to be able to escape it. Actually, they don't have the mana to escape it. I could play Thrun, or I could fight down the curtain. They also don't have... They don't have enough cards in their graveyard to escape Kroxa yet. They would if I fought down the curtain. It's tough. I think I'll play Thrun. They attack for 3. They sweep. Well, they don't untap their lands on their next turn, so that's good. This costs 5 to activate. Growth Spiral. He'll do that now. So now they can escape Kroxa. And that's pretty bad. Waste not. Well, I mean, since I can, I'll counter it, I guess. I can't really deal with the Kroxa, though. And having this land won't help me with that either. This beefs up another creature, but that doesn't help. I'm also empty-handed for Gyreach Sanitarium, which is really bad if they get a Waste Not, but they don't even need to. They just escape Kroxa. Hit me for 3. So, I don't know what gets me out of this. I don't think anything gets me out of this. Alright. Probably should have boarded in, like, Scavenging Ooze or something. Just for life gain and, you know, anticipating that Kroxa would be in their list. It was a close match. Mr. Right Meow is our opponent. Name sounds familiar. We'll be on the play, and that's a keep. I like the Llanowar Elves and Growth Spiral. Blister Pod. What's happening over there? Turn 1 Force Blister Pod. I think I can Old Growth Troll into that. Swamp. Armored Scrap Gorger. So they're a ramp deck of some kind. +3/+0 as long as it has 3 more oil counters. Tap, add a mana. Becomes tapped, exile target card from graveyard to put an oil counter on it. Okay. So let's play this Sanctum before it goes bad. Get in with the troll. I think I'll fight their Scrap Gorger just to deny them mana. Clearly they're ramping. Nice if Growth Spiral provided us with another threat. Woe Strider. Okay, so they're a sack. They're a sack deck. Let's Growth Spiral. Put Breeding Pool onto the battlefield. Eureka Moments is what was our draw off Growth Spiral. Opponent has an upkeep stop. Otawara. Alright, let's get in with our troll. Main attack for 4, we'll take it. Insidious Roots. Okay. It's a cool card. SAG for another Blister Pod. Let's Eureka Moments. Do I want to put Otawara onto the battlefield. I don't think I do. Tireless Tracker. I'll attack with my troll. So I would love to play another troll. If I do that, I can't hold up Otawara anyway. So I think I'm just going to Tireless Tracker. Play my land. Get a clue. Yeah, I think I'll just commit to the battlefield. Resolute Reinforcements. Kaya. Whenever one or more creatures you control and or creatures in your graveyard are put into exile, you may choose a creature card from among them until the end of turn. Target token you control becomes a copy of it, except it has flying. Exile target creature you control. For each other player, exile up to one target creature that player controls. Steelleaf Champion. Whenever one or more creatures you control and or creature cards in your this card has so much text and or creature cards in your graveyard are put into exile, you may choose a creature card from among them. Until end of turn, target token you control becomes a copy of it, except it has flying. Create a 1/1 white and black spirit creature token with flying. So, did they exile something? Surveil 2, then exile a card from a graveyard. So this guy has the abilities of the Scrap Gorger. He's a 1/1 mana dork. Okay. I think I get what's happening. Let's attack Kaya, attack them. Tracker's not going to do much. Sure, that's fine. See what we draw off this clue. Just land. We'll do it. One sacrifice this for us. Sure, we'll do it to the breeding pool. Then I'll play this pathway. And I'll play a Steel Leaf Champion. Well, they can't block the champion with their stuff. I shouldn't have bothered attacking Kaya. I should just attack them. Liliana. They make a plant. Alright, I just need to find one of my mutations and it's game over. I guess I'll block one of the 1/1s. Oh, that lets them flip Liliana. Oops. Totally forgot about this card. So now they can get back something. Should have let that go. So I need to draw one of my mutations. If I do, I win. If not, I'm not so sure. So the question is, do I crack my clue now to give myself an extra draw? Or do I create my troll? Yeah, I should not have blocked that token. I think I crack my clue to give myself an extra draw. Do I get it? Nope. All right. They can just keep endlessly recycling their graveyard. So I'm never going to be able to beat through that. So I want Scavenging Ooze and Soul Guide Lantern and Thrun. and Tranquil Frillback. And I don't think I need Spell Pierce. I don't think I need Decisive Denial. I think Essence Scatter is actually better. There's a Eureka. There's a couple of Eurekas. Steely Champion's where it's at. Tireless Tracker doesn't beat through, but that's what the Ronos is for. And a Brazen Borrower. Go wide strategies are what we really don't want to fight. This is okay. The Troll is good. It's aggressive. If that helps. I'm not sure it does. Opponent's mulling to 6. They have a Blister Pod. Our pack leaders don't have Trample. They can get Trample. Alright, let's attack with the pack leader. They get their Scion. Then we'll play our Troll. This time we do have Repulsive Mutations. So if we have an attacker that can get through, we can just howl from beyond and hopefully kill him. Restless Forest surveilled to the top, I guess? Catacomb Sifter. Another Repulsive Mutation. Alright, let's go attacking. Draw a card off our Werewolf. They're just gonna chump. Alright, they get their Scry. Let's play another Werewolf. So, I like our position. We should be able to counter whatever they play this turn. Whatever they play that's important. Kaya. Yes, let's counter that. Green, blue. I guess I should have chosen the 4/4. Because they actually can add 2 mana. So I was very close to punting there. I gotta figure out how this card works. You choose your biggest creature, and then you choose the spell you want to counter. And that's how you avoid punting. Okay, they scoot. Yeah, actually, Decisive Denial is where we want to be. Because we want to fight their stuff. We want to counter their Kayas. Might even want Brazen Borrower back. So let's lose another tracker. We can lose a Borrower. An Elf? This is slow, but I think we can keep it. I would love to draw an untapped land for turn 1. I guess we'll just play a tap land. Otawara. I think I actually just want to hold up Essence Scatter. Liliana. Yeah, let's counter that. Ronas. That will go good with our Tireless Tracker. We can bin our third Repulsive Mutation. Do we just play our Soul Guide Lantern now? I suppose so, since we have mana. Woe Strider. Yep. I would love to draw an untapped land. There we go. Okay. TT. Forest. Yes, we got our Ronas to go with our Tireless Tracker, which is where we want to be. So we can hold up a counterspell. The end. Choose target creature. Choose a spell. Counter. We'll take 3. There's a blister pod. Steel Leaf Champion. That's pretty good. I guess I attack with my tracker. They very quickly block that. Play Steel Leaf. They have a hive. They have only one card in hand. Vein Ripper. Wow, lol, my opponent says. Yes, that's a lot of counters I have, isn't it? Alright, Growth Spiral. I think I want to Growth Spiral. I draw an Old Growth Troll. I'll attack with my dudes. They're gonna block my Tireless Tracker. Possible I should not have attacked with the Tireless Tracker. Okay, they're just chumping. That's fine. They scry. Alright, let's play Ronas. There's Liliana. Alright, let's play a land. Let's attack. Crack a clue. Crack a clue. Saw it coming. Let's foretell this. Let's exile their graveyard. One card in hand, nothing to reanimate. They do have the Hive. Ronas can give all my dudes indestructible. They can't block my Steel Leaf champion. Ronas can give my dudes trample. If did I say indestructible? I meant trample. They did nothing with Lily. Okay. Let's play a land. Attack you, attack you, attack you, and they scoop. All right. Well, that's what we want to do. Our plan worked really well. Play 2 and 3 drop green beaters, protect them with counter magic, attack and win the game. GG's. Okay, we've got a match against Noveka. We're going to be on the draw. And our hand looks fine. So we'll keep. Wandering Fumarole. I don't think Is It Phoenix plays that card, so might be facing some kind of brew. Aether Hub. Energy. Thoughtseize. Takes my troll. We draw Boseiju, so I think I'll play my pathway on green. I'll attack for 1. So they're Grixis at least. Could be other colors as well. Let's Growth Spiral. We'll put our Hedge Maze onto the battlefield. Tinderland Harbor can go to the graveyard. More elves. And we'll play another elf. And our Painland, go. Immersium Skull Cairn. Sack, it deals 3 damage to target player. That player discards a card. Activate only as a sorcery. Okay. Double red, black 1. Tap it, sack it. Doomfall. Well, they're gonna make me discard this anyway, so I might as well use it. Green, blue, 1. Get my elf all swole. Alright, I need to draw some actual threats. Growth Spiral. Let's attack for 3. I think I'll just pass here. I want to hold up a Seiju to maybe use against their Fumarole. Odawara is also just generally useful. Glimmer of Genius, okay. Let's Growth Spiral. Sure, we'll put Odawara onto the battlefield. Growth Spiral. We'll run the elf beatdown plan, I guess. Another Ether Hub. Obnixilis Reignited. So I think I want to Growth Spiral. Do I want to play Beseiju? No. Then I'll just Mana Leak that. Fatal Push on my big elf. Okay, you got me. I would like to draw a threat, please. Spell Pierce. Not terribly threatening. They have 4 cards in hand. Dark Intimations. Alright, they're going for like Bolas stuff. They're big mana. Eureka Moments. I actually don't attack here. The downside of this counterspell, of course, is that you have to have a creature for it to be usable. Alright. Blue, whatever. Eureka. Yes, let's put that island onto the battlefield. There's a Steel Leaf Champion. Torrential Gear Hulk. Blue, green, whatever. Sure, we'll tap out to beef up my champ. Still have 2 cards in hand. I could have tried to leave mana untapped to bluff. Torment of Hellfire. 8. And we win. Okay. Big mana over there. Okay. Well, we want Decisive Denial for sure. I think we want Thrun. They're also using Torrential Gear Hulk. Maybe we want Scavenging Ooze as well. Alright, borrowers can come out. Let's cut a Eureka. I like the Eureka. This is a control matchup. But gotta cut something. So 1 Eureka. One Troll. Because they hit a little less hard than the Steel Leafs. I don't think Trample's gonna be relevant here. Cut Ronas. Well, pretty sure this is a mulligan. Although if we do draw land, it's pretty good. Can I keep this on the draw? I don't think so. They also could, like, Thoughtseize my Llanowar Elf. Okay. This hand isn't great, but I'll keep it. And bottom. Probably island. Yep, Thoughtseize. Takes a troll. Let's play this tap land. Fumarole. Hedge Maze. Alright, we'll go Botanical Sanctum. We'll growth Spiral our Hedge Maze. Yes, let's get Hedge Maze down. Do we want Hinterland Harbor? I think we can bin the Hinterland Harbor. We'll find more land. Let's go for a troll. They counter, okay. Well, now I wish I kept Hinterland Harbor. Let's draw land. No. Alright, we'll pass. Eureka Moment should find us a land. The Glimmer. Yes, we will put the breeding pool onto the battlefield. Alright, let's Thrun. A little scary. It's possible I should have gone like Tracker and held up its counter. Because they could have a Planeswalker that could target Thrun. It doesn't have Pro Black. Yep, there's Dark Intimations. Yeah, I should have held up a counter. Discard a card. Discard Growth Spiral. Definitely played that pretty aggressively. Alright, I'm gonna go with a Tracker here. Shock. Alright, I would love to see just a counter spell. Because kind of smells like a Torrential Gearhulk to me. Let's crack this clue. You have a Maya Coast. Not gonna attack. I am afraid of a Torrential Gearhulk. Let's play a Scavenging Ooze. Supreme Will. Okay. Steel Leaf Champion. Clue. Let's crack it. Just drawing lands. Well, at this point, I trade with a Torrential Gearhulk, so I'll attack. I can counter whatever they cast off it. They're going to cast Glimmer of Genius. I guess I have to wait for that to go on the stack. Yeah, we'll counter that. Oh, the Torrential Gearhulk is 5/6. I thought it was 6/5. Spell Pierce. Yeah, I'll pay for Spell Pierce. Whoops. Yeah, I could have waited another turn and gotten another clue off the tracker. It would have been nice if we had drawn some counterspells. Okay. Doomfall. All right, go pack leader. Fatal push. Yeah. Forest. Another glimmer of genius. Pack Leader. Pack Leader can chump. I'm not sure what outs I have here. Yeah, that was a critical misplay with the tireless tracker. I needed to wait one more turn. Another torrential gearhook. All right. Well, we needed to draw counterspells, and we just didn't. So let's try drawing some counterspells. Let's get our Soul Guide Lantern. Let's get back our Eureka moments. And let's get Essence Scatter. See, we don't need Soul Guide Lantern. Yeah, we'll bring in Soul Guide Lantern. What do we cut from this? Let's cut a Pack Leader. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go down one Eureka moment, I think. I want my counterspells. Cut a Growth Spiral. I actually don't think I ever cut. Nah, this would be a decent matchup to cut Growth Spiral. Thrun. They don't have anything that can kill Thrun other than sack effects. They can counter. They have counter spells though. Champion Troll. Tracker. I am gonna go down one Thrun just because I like the cheaper stuff because I can leave up counter spells while playing those, whereas it's harder with Thrun. Well, we'll see if this is good. It's got a fast start. Well, except this Hinterland Harbor comes into play tapped. But I do get to get down a Pack Leader. Alright, let's attack with the Pack Leader. Let's play an Elf. Let's play a Scoos. See if we get swept here. That would be pretty bad. Doomfall. Exile a creature I control. I think I'll exile my Scoos. Soul Guide Lantern. Because this allows me to Eureka Moment. Opponent. So they don't have black mana at the moment. Why are they using Ether Hubs? Are they using energy for anything? Alright, we don't have a land to play. Let's attack with Werewolf. They scoot. They got mana screwed. I have to question their choice of lands as well. Doomfall. I kind of like this card. Not sure how good it is, but I used to play it when it was like standard legal. Anyway, GG's. We got there against Grindy Grixis. All right, Medic _ Cobb is our opponent. Let's see. We're on the draw. Got no turn 1 play or turn 2 unless we draw an untapped land. If we do draw an untapped land, this hand's really good. As it is, I don't think we can mull this. I think it's okay. We're gonna run into draws like this because of our 4 hinterland harbors. Thoughtseize. Takes our elf. We'll play our hedge maze. This does give away that was our draw for turn. We'll keep an elf on top. So they're probably an Ensoul deck. There's many varieties of Ensoul decks out there these days. The Filced Falcon. Kill 3 or more artifacts. Okay. Let's play our pathway. Play Steel Leaf. I could have held up blue mana to fake Spell Pierce. Barbed Servitor. It enters the battlefield suspected. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card and lose a life. When it's dealt damage, target player loses that much life. Okay. So it's a 1/1 menace indestructible. Can't block. So they've solved the Filched Falcon. I'm gonna play Pack Leader. I could attack with my Llanowar Elves, draw a card. Trade with their Spyglass Siren. I don't think I want to do that. I'll just attack with the champion. I can't block it. And I'll play a troll. They make a 4/4. They attack with their dude. They don't have any black mana up, so there's no point. No harm in not blocking. It doesn't have death touch, right? It's gonna make me lose a life. That's better than them drawing a card. Oh, whenever so it's like a Boros Reckoner. Okay, so I lost 7. That's slightly different. All right, let's bounce this bird. Attack with our beaters. Draw a card. Steel Leaf Champion. This is 12 damage if they don't block. They're blocking the Trampler, okay. They go to 2. They crack their clue. They do have the Hive, which now can no longer suit up. Alright, they get to draw a card and lose a life. They would already be dead if I let them get in before, but who knows what they'll draw. Glenwar Elf is now a lethal attacker. So they have to deal with my whole board. Ritual of Suits would be unfortunate. Fatal Push on the Pack Leader, okay. Go for the throat on the Steel Leaf. And a Siren. No, that doesn't do it. Okay. Be nice to draw counterspells one of these days. So I think I want Tranquil Frillback. I want my anti-artifact stuff. I want Decisive Denial. I think that's good enough. They're a go wide deck. Maybe I'll go for the Thruns too. Brazen Borrower is very good. A tracker. Why is sideboarding so hard? I want all that stuff. I like the trolls. I like the champs. Play a little more controlling game. A growth spiral. Just cut the Eureka moments. Yeah, try it like that. I don't know. Cutting our card draw doesn't seem like the best. It's tough. We'll keep this. We do have an elf turn 1. Turn 2, we have only tap lands unless we top deck something, which would be nice. Thoughtseize. Takes the troll. Combat Courier. 1/1, sack it for 2, draw a card. You can unearth it. Okay. Shocking again. And we'll take 2. Alright. I think I'll play this on blue. Play Thrun. Well, opponent. Push an elf. Thoughtseize. Oh, they're doing my work for me. Installing a Darksteel Citadel would be annoying. Don't have a way to deal with it at the moment. Alright, looks like they don't have it in Soul. Saw it coming. I like that. That's a good draw. Let's attack with Thrun. We'll play this tap land and Foretell. So we have 2 counterspells. And I can... Okay, they're sacking their dudes. I also have Lair of the Hydra. Sacking their dude to draw a card. They scoop. Okay. Well, I'm guessing that was some kind of Insol deck, but they just didn't draw Insol effects. They had the Filched Falcon game 1. Okay, so unfortunately, due to time, we do have to cut it there. We only got in 4 matches. We went 3-1. A 5th match had to be cut from the video due to technical reasons. So our final record for complete matches was 3-1. And I really like the deck. I think it's very fun. And I think Repulsive Mutation is an amazing card for this deck. I think it works much better than the first iteration of the deck, where I was just going for much bigger stuff. The deck works much better focusing on the very powerful 2 and 3 drops that are available in Pioneer in green. Because these creatures are rock solid. The Werewolf Pack Leaders, the Steel Leaf Champions, the Trolls, like, they are beaters. They're cheap, they get in fast. They let you hold up the protection. Things that I was kind of missing, I want more 1 mana, like, I want more Spell Pierce, maybe some, like, Tyvar's Last Stand. 1 mana stuff, Spell Pierce, you know, is really good for the early game. More 1 mana interaction, so that, like, turn 2 we can play a Llanowar Elf, hold up a mana, Spell Pierce something. Probably want Werewolf Pack Leader number 4. What else? I don't know. I thought the deck was pretty solid. Like, I always like to have more card draw in decks like this to, like, get to the counter spells. But we've got our 4 Eureka moments. The growth spirals do let us look for more cards. Suspicious Stowaway is kind of a cool card that I thought about including as, like, a 1 or 2 of. It's just something that lets you filter through your deck. Possibly even, like, Smuggler's Copter. I could see that being an inclusion. Something that could be crewed by the elves, or by something that's just been summoned, to let you look through your cards a little bit more, to find the counterspells and stuff. Because there were a couple of matches where it's like, I just really would like to draw counterspells, and just didn't have it. And that can happen when you don't have the, like, up the curve kind of card selection that a true control deck does. But still, I thought the deck was really fun. Like, we didn't play anything super duper meta, you know, so how would this deck fare against, like, a real, you know, like, Rakdos mid-range? I imagine it would lose to Rakdos, either the Vampire list or just the straight-up Rakdos mid-range deck, because almost everything does. It might have a chance against Phoenix post-board, because it does have, you know, some graveyard hates. It would have a good chance in game 1 against Phoenix. It would have a good chance against Lotus Field combo, too, I think. But against just other casual decks, you know, just playing on the practice queue, it's pretty good. And it would be a fun deck to build in paper and take to, like, a Friday Night Magic. And I did definitely like it more than the sort of standard tried and true version of Simic Flash, because the creatures are just better. It can get those aggressive draws where it just curves out with Pack Leader into, like, Champion, you know, get the Tireless Tracker, cracking the clues end step while you're holding up your counter magic. And that's just fantastic. And those draws are going to be hard for any fair deck to beat. The sideboard is fine. I think it's totally fine. You know, there are matchups where Thrun will be really good. I think it was really good in that last matchup. Yeah, no problem with it, really. It's got the tools to compete against the meta. So yeah, overall, I would add some more 1 mana interaction. Would probably try to add Pack Leader number 4 would be my changes to the deck. But other than that, I think it's really fun. I think Repulsive Mutation is a wonderful card for the deck. And we'll see. I might end up, you know, tweaking this deck and iterating it again in the future, because it is really fun to play. But anyway, that's going to do it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed this installment of Pioneer MTG. If you did, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to this channel, and leave a comment down below if you enjoy off-meta, off-kilter MTG content. And I hope that you'll join me back here for the next installment. And I wish you a good evening.